Fire, what you saying?
Yes, Fire Key. Give thanks for life as usual, you know?
Now, serious thing, we are here again, Baldhead and the Dread podcast. Fire, we gotta let the people know. June 25th, all about Chant Down Baltimore, Carroll Park, Baltimore, Maryland. Confirmed for the show is the one Freddie McGregor, my PRP here, the one Autarchii, Ibamar, the ancient prophet will be coming all the way from Grapevine, Jamaica, there chanting Nyabingi sounds. Also, we have the great Jerry Harris. Statement band will be there. Derek Barnett and the Statement band. I will be there spinning tunes, and also more to be added. It's the next break. It's the next break we're there working on, and we're trying to see how the thing work. Also, do remember, make sure you check out my Brethren EP, the one Autarchii things called Disrupting the Status Quo. Today we have a special guest all the way from the UK, the teenage journalist, the one documenting all the history, so it's no longer a mystery, the one and only Freddie with the thing called Roots Madiaq. Freddie, what you saying?
Yeah, bless up, King. Yeah, thank you very much for having me on your show. Yeah, thank you very much.
For those unaware, Freddie was here before, and Freddie looks older now. but Freddie is only 15, and Freddie was doing this from, I guess, 14, 13. So since the last time we spoke to you, you've interviewed like so many people and so many great people. Can you list some of the people you have interviewed in the last year?
So I've interviewed people like, what's his name? Aston Barrett Jr., the Wailers, Errol Brown. Who else is there? So recently, I hosted Robbie Lynn and Dean Fraser, some other people. I'm trying to think of some. There was Squidly Cole. During January, I reasoned with Squidly Cole. So I mean, those are some of the people I've interviewed so far. Especially David Hines of Still Pulse. Micah Shemaiah, Luton Fire, all of them. Yeah.
Their catalog long, you know. You are a long catalog, man.
Yeah.
And they miss out a particular name to because which man we have the association with the Whalers, put in the artwork with the Whalers
Neville Garrick.
All right. Yeah. So how do I get through to them people because I find it amazing. Say I feel like there is a youth to a persistent and really they're on a journey. So how do I reach out to them people and get them on their show?
Sometimes I message them on Instagram. So if I'm lucky, sometimes I get them. So but it was Aston Barrett Jr. He's the one that linked me for Neville, and also Junior also helped me with Luton. It was Luton Fire. Who else? Dean Fraser, and some other people. So sometimes I get them from Instagram, and sometimes I get linked from Junior, and then
So let's go to Neville Garrett real quick, right? Because that's a very historical reason. What was the most interesting piece of history that he shared with you during that reasoning?
I would say everything, but I remember he was reasoning about repatriation and his visit to Ethiopia. But he also was speaking about his personal relationships with the legend Bob Marley, and working with the Wailers, being the arts director, of the Wailers. So I mean, he was going through some of the history on about the Rastaman Vibration album, released in 1976. He was speaking about. So basically, he took photos. He took photos in 56 Hope Road of Bob. That was like his first time meeting Bob. So he took some revolutionary type photos. And then he was speaking on, you know, the Rastaman Vibration album, working with Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer, working on his Black Heart Man artwork. So I mean, he was going, he was he was saying a lot. Yeah, I was learning a lot.
But did he say anything specifically about the Black Heart Man album?
Trying to remember. Nah, he wasn't. Let me see. He wasn't really going through how he did the Black Heart Man album, but he was speaking on what inspired Bunny Wailer, to write, to make the album the Black Heart Man. So I mean, he was going through that. He was on about how the rest of the men used to get treated back in the 60s, 70s. You know, from Boston Manti. He was speaking on that, and this also reminds me. I think you reasoned with it was the reason you did with Sydney. Sydney was speaking about growing up as a youth in Jamaica. He would quiet stayed away from being around the wrestlers during the time. And anytime Bunny Wailer came to the country, he was living in they used to call him a Black Heart Man and all of that. So that's what inspired Bunny Wailer to write on the album. So he was going through through that. Yeah.
Some crucial history there I get from them type of things. So in your podcast, you have a set direction most of the times when you reason with all of these different ones, or is it just making them run through the historical pieces so people can get that particular knowledge? What is the direction of the reasoning for the most part whenever it comes to these ancient elders who we know have a lot to tell?
For me, it's more about it's more about educating like the viewers, the people that come to listen to the reasoning. It's all about that. And it's very important to even get all of these elders before they transition. So it's more about educating the people, viewing the video. I mean, what they have to say is interesting. Yeah. So I mean, that's the direction. Yeah.
And Fire, I wanted to ask, like, are teenagers listening to your podcast? Like, are your friends tuning into your podcast, learning about the reggae history?
Yeah, I've got this friend. He tunes in anytime I post a reason. He's like the first one to to tune in. So I mean, a lot of my friends tune into the reasons I do. They find it quite edificational. It's educational for them because some of what these elders have to say, some of them have not heard before. So I mean, it educates them. It educates them more than more than the education they're getting from these institutions. So a lot of them tune in. A lot of them find it very edificational, interesting. Yeah.
All right, and I'm glad to see that you're doing it, staying persistent, staying consistent, right? How have you been managing your time, both with school, your social life, and running your podcast?
Let me see. The thing is, really, mainly, let's say after school, I don't really have nothing to do. Sometimes I get some school works. I've got some school works, works to complete and all of that. But mainly, it's kind of rare. So when I have like my spare time, like 6 p.m., I reason with all of these people. Sometimes 6 p.m., 5 p.m. when I'm available. So I mean, it's that. Yeah.
To me, it sound like there is just a youth who really just focus on and the social life of the thing now, because we really want to emphasize on this, because I find a lot of teenagers tend to only focus on the social aspect of things. So how is the social aspect of the thing? Or you just say, all right, take school out of the picture. Is it just that they always researching the history focusing on the history, sticking to this particular mission as opposed to even having any social life at all with your friends them, or is it just a blend of both? Because that is where we really need some clarification, Panto, because I know a lot of, if any youth listening might find that really interesting to, you know?
The thing is, I mean, it's kind of both. If you think about it, it's kind of both, but mainly, let's say the teenagers, let's say in the West, loads of them, I'm gonna be honest, they don't wanna, dig into their hidden identity, their hidden history. The information is there. The information is there, but they don't want to dig into what they don't want to dig into that. So it's kind of both. It's kind of both. But I was saying some of the teenagers or like some of the youths have the information, but don't want to digging into the history. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of both. For me, it's kind of the both.
Why do I feel like most of the teenagers them don't want to dig in history? I feel like it's a particular influence causing that or anything along that lines.
It could be, but loads of them spend time on the social media. They don't want to read, because if you think about this, during slavery, obviously the the so-called slave master, yeah. He banned the so-called slaves here from reading. So obviously this might have an impact. On the youth today.
Yeah, speaking about reading, right? Are there any books you have read recently that you would like to share?
Yeah, so I mean, I've read books like Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad. That's also this book called Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor. I forgot this book's name. It was written by this Guyanese. I forgot his name now. I really forgot his name.
Walter Rodney.
Walter Rodney. I read his book. I've read one of his books. I've also read The Black Man of the Nile by I've forgotten all of these names already, but yeah, I've read some of these books. I've read this book called How to Eat to Live by Elijah Muhammad as well. So it's these kind of books I read, which educates my mind. Yeah.
Fire this man way ahead of the.
Yeah, man.
This man acting like he dangerous. If I didn't read those books, I was a grown man. No, serious thing. All right. Another thing I want to ask you in regards to the reasoning, right? I know I experienced this a lot, especially when you reason with the musicians. Is there any new songs or any new albums you didn't know before that came up in the reasons, like some classic music that you had to go back and look into?
Yeah, sometimes like for example, Squidly, I think he came out. I mean, they're coming out with a new album called a tribute to Nina Simone or something. Squidly is on that album, and Steve and Marley and some other people. I mean, what was the question again? I got kind of distracted.
No, I was saying, so when you have a reasoning, right, especially with an artist, and sometimes when they get into the history, they start mentioning songs or albums that you didn't know about, like classic albums. Did you have that experience where people during the reasoning, they mentioned some works that they did and you went and looked into it and figured, say, oh, it's on ice?
Yeah, like for example, also Aston. I was reading with Aston Barrett Jr. He was speaking on his father's legacy of Carlton Barrett and his nephew. His nephew Carlton Barrett and his father, Family Man. He was speaking on like the albums they worked on with some artists, during the 80s. There's some artists like Squilly Cole was speaking about Sly and Robbie. That was not Squilly Cole. This was Robbie. He was speaking about his experiences working with Sly and Robbie, especially throughout his journey as a musician, keyboard player, a producer. Yeah, he was speaking on that. Yes, that.
Yeah, I mentioned. I think about 2 times now. I mentioned it. You know they play drum. One day I give them that information, but when you share them, who is Carlton Barrett too? Because I feel like a lot of people, oh, through reggae history, a lot of people don't even understand the importance of Carlton Barrett and what Carlton Barrett did. So, well, like if you enlighten a lot of the people, who is Carlton Barrett? What is his role in reggae music and how him influence there?
Carlton Barrett is I must say he's like the king of reggae drumming, the king of the one drop. Carlton Barrett, he was the drummer of the Wailers since I think that was during the 70s. He started playing with the Wailers, 70s up till his transition. In 1987, I must say he's one of a kind. He's one of a kind, the king of one drop. And I must say I'm a one drop fan. I'm a one drop fan. And all of that. So I mean, he inspires me alongside the legend, family man. Both of them have inspired me. Because I play drums. I'm learning to play the bass. There are some other bass players that have inspired me. My dad's a bass player. We've got Robbie Shakespeare, Val Douglas, all of you out there. During next month, I'll be reasoning with Val Douglas, so be sure to tune in. Family man, and also coming to drums, he had Carlton Barrett of the Wailers, Squidly Cole. All of these people inspire me, but I must say Carlton, he's on the top of the list. He's on the top of the list. So he's the king of the one drop. He's a producer alongside. He's a producer. Yeah.
Fire. What type of music does your father play?
He plays reggae. Let me see. He plays others as well, but mainly reggae. He's good at jazz, but mainly reggae. He's like, when he goes on the bass, it's like family man. It's like family man, Robbie Shakespeare. So I mean, mainly it's roots reggae, the roots, strictly roots,
How are you so consistent? Like, what is driving you to continually do this through all the ups and downs, all the challenges? Like, what do you do to stay so consistent?
I would say the people around me, like such as my parents definitely, I would say have played a very big part in what I do. So I know some of the guests I've interviewed, since people like Jamie, Aston, this guy called Kaya definitely. These people inspire me. These people, they give me inspiration to do what I'm doing. So I mean, in order to stay consistent, you have to watch where you're going, watch who you hang out with, the people you associate yourselves with, because the people you associate yourselves with, they can play a very big part in your life, a very big part in your life. If they're bad, they'll give you bad energy. They're good, you'll get the positive energy. So I mean, in order to stay consistent, watch where you're going, know who your friend is. That's what I would say. Yeah.
There we have it. Wise words from the teenager, Freddie. It's funny. Fire, we give thanks for you being on. We wish you the best. Continue to do your thing.
Yeah.
And everybody also remember June 25th, we are there live reggae music, not no tracks, fire, not no sound system, but live musicians with live artists. Freddie McGregor, Autarchii, Ibamar, Prophet, Jerry Harris, more to be added. Benefit concert there in Baltimore for the homeless. Free to enter, but you have to bring a donation. More information coming soon. Fire, we give thanks same way.
Well, let me hear you say mountain, mountain, mountain.